Good evening, friends. This is the Tss checklist. Here, the value has given minimum or somewhere maximum. So we have to maintain this value. If it is minimum, you should not come below this, and if it is the higher, then you should come below this. Like your resistance of individual earth electrode is 10 ohm maximum. So you have to maintain 10 or below it. But for IR value, the insulation resistance you have to maintain that minimum value. If it is higher, no problem, or it is equal to this value, then also, but you cannot come below it. Okay. So I have given the value here. You see winding resistance, they have told compare the value with factory test values. Deviation plus minus 5% is allowed. Okay. They will give the test report with the manufacturer will give the test report, and from there you check the value and its plus minus 5% variation is allowed. Then insulation resistance, already I have told you the IR value, insulation resistance value. It is high voltage to earth is 2000 megohm or more. Low voltage to earth 400 megohm or more. High voltage to low voltage 2500 megohm or more. And the polarization index, that means R10 by R60 by R10 and R600 by R60. We have told as per ACTF it is 1.4 and 1.2, and they have told it is better if you maintain it 1.25 to 2, that then it is satisfactory. If it is greater than 2, then good. Okay, this is the polarization index value. Measure the insulation, measure the transformer insulation resistance with a meter for 10 second, for 60 second, for 600 second, and check the ratio. Check the ratio R60 by R10, R600 by R60. It is the best if it is greater than 2, but satisfactory is 1.25 to 2. So maintain this thing. Okay. Winding and temperature measurement. The alarms must be at 85 degrees centigrade for windings. Winding temperature indicator at 85 degree should give the alarm, and trip 95 degrees centigrade. The circuit breaker will trip at 95 degrees centigrade. Okay, both the transformer HVCB and LVCB will trip. And for oil, 10 degree less. That means alarm at 75 degrees centigrade and trip at 85 degrees centigrade. Next is tan delta. What is tan delta? We know for our bushings are condenser bushing. Okay, so we measure the tan delta. What is tan delta? In a pure capacitor, current leads voltage by 90 degree, but nothing is pure. Some loss will be there. It is theoretical pure, but due to this loss, a angle is formed with the current. Current will deviate a delta angle from its 90 degree position, and it is called delta, and its tan is called tan delta. And what is its value satisfactory? Tan delta values less than 0.007, less than 0.007 is equal to or less than 0.007. This is tan delta. In the next slide, I have shown what is tan delta. You can see the picture here. For a pure capacitor, current is leading by from voltage by 90 degree, but due to loss, it is called loss angle. It deviates from its 90 degree position towards the voltage line. So this angle is delta and its tan is called tan delta, and I have told you it should be 0.007 or less than it. Okay. Then gas pressure at 35 degrees centigrade at pressure gauge is 6.5 kg per square centimeter for the healthiness of circuit breaker. Oh, this is for circuit. Some portion has not come. Resistance and of tripping and closing coils 6.3 to 7.7 ohms and 9 to 11.5 ohms. 25 kV and 25 plus minus 10% ohm for 132 kV of SF6. SF6 circuit breaker. SF6 circuit breaker resistance between the two contacts, movable contact and fixed contact. It is 6.3 to 7.7 ohms and 9 to 11.5 ohms. For 25 kV side, LV side, and for 132 kV side, it is 25 plus minus 10% ohm or for 132 kV SF6 circuit breaker. It is maintained. Okay. So possibly it is measured with a ductor meter. Then current transformer. For current transformer, CT in 132 kV or 220 kV side, rating is 30 volt ampere. Rating is 30 volt ampere. 400 by 200 by 5. Two ratios for the current transformer, 400 or 200 by 5. IR values is HT2 earth, it is 2000 megohm. LT2 earth, it is 200 megohm. And HT2LT 2000 megohm. And in 25 kV side, it is 60 volt ampere. Now the question is why the volt ampere has raised? Because voltage is low and current is more, and the conductor side is mainly depending on the current. Because you know I square RT by J is the formula. So current is the square. So it will produce more heat. If the current is more, it will more affect more than voltage. So we have to raise the volt ampere. It is 60 volt ampere. Ratio is 1500 to 750 by 5. Okay, two ratios. In the primary there are two ratios, 1500, 750 by 5. Means 5 ampere is the rated load current of the relay, secondary of the CT. Its value is HT2 earth is 2000 megohm, LT2 earth is 200 megohm, and HT2LT 2000 megohm. Next is potential transformer. Potential transformer. All these things will be measured by 5 kV or 2.5 kV megar. For all HV and LV, you have to measure this thing with 5 kV or 2.5 kV. 25 kV PT, LV PT rating is 100 volt ampere, 27.5 kV or 110 volt. Protection system is using 110 volt. This relay will use 110 volt mainly, and the indication circuit will use 100 volt, 27.5 by 100 volt. But somewhere the PTs are same, both are used for 27.5 by 110 volt. Purpose is measuring and protection. Insulation resistance values is high tension to earth is 200 megohm, low tension to earth is 2 megohm, and high tension to low tension 200 megohm. Then voltage ratio test. By applying voltage on primary, voltage on secondary should be measured as under. Then check the ratio. But you cannot apply this 25 kV. So how much you will apply? 275 volt by 1.10 volt or 137.5 0.55 volt. You can check it. We know the ratio, it is 27.5 by how much? 27.5 by 110. So in that ratio, if you reduce the voltage in the primary, you can find out the ratio. If it is permitting this voltage, then it is okay. TSS battery will be of 200 ampere hour. 2.55 is equal to 110 volt. That means how many? We are using 55 cells. 55. Then in 110. Okay. More than 110. We are averagely taking is 2 volt because it is discharging. So we are using 55 cells. 55 cells. And voltage limits is 2.5 to 2.75 volt. When it is charged, the voltage will show 2.5 to 2.75 per cell. Specific gravity of electrolyte at 27 degrees Celsius should be 1215 to 1240. Actually it is 1.2 and 1.24. You know specific gravity. So we are writing it into 4 digits, 1215 and 1240. Within this limit, its value should be maintained. Then it's good. Okay. Earth resistance measurement meter. Earth tester is there. Earthing resistance you can measure with it. And for TSS, the combined earth resistance should be 0.5. What is combined earth resistance? We are forming a mesh under 600 millimeter from the surface level of the TSS, and this mesh is made of steel rods and earth electrode or earth cone, combination of earth cone and steel rods. Its area is almost the switching yard. Below the switching yard, it will spread throughout the switching yard, and all structure will be connected with this earthing mesh. And if you for lightning arrestor, auxiliary transformer, then your control room cubicle, all these things have individual earth cone, and its value not more than 10 ohm, but the combined means all are interconnected. With the combined of all earthing arrangement, its reading must be 0.5 ohm or below, not more than 0.5 ohm. And size of the earth, everything it has given. Earth cone length is 4 meter, diameter is 40 millimeter, distance between two earth electrode is 8 meter. These are all things for the earthing arrangement. Then buried rail. What is buried rail? We are connecting a spare traction rail. That means which is not in use. Its length is 13 meter. One piece is 13 meter without welding. So this buried rail is buried 2.5 meter away from the fencing, below 2 meter, and we are forming hole in the buried rail to connect the rail, the traction rail, and the distance between the two holes should not be less than 1.5 meter. 1.5 meter, and the size of the bond is 75 into 8 millimeter MS flat. MS flat. And the bond must be looped from the track 1 meter away. There will be a loop to give flexibility of it, otherwise it will cut. It will cut. If it is straight, the possibility is it may cut. It gives spring action. This loop gives spring action. So buried rail should be 2.5 meter from the fencing, and the spacing between connection of buried with 75 to 8 meter will be 2 meter. Sorry, 2 meter, not 1.5, 2 meter. And it will be also connected with the power transformer earthing leg and with the earthing mesh. All connection will be with 75 into 8 millimeter MS flat. And buried rail in SP and SSP, it is below 1 meter from the SP SSP surface level, and 30 meter long same rail is used for each up and down line. To separate earth connection each of 75 into 8 meter GI flat with copper divots between buried rail to running track. 2 numbers earth electrode at a distance of 200 millimeters shall be provided at both the end of the buried rail, and connection with 75 into 8 millimeter size of trench size they have given at a distance of 1.5 meter. For SP and SSP, the distance of the two holes is 1.5 meter. 1.5 meter. The gravel, the surface will be covered with gravel or ballast, shall be spread out a depth of 10 centimeter over the ground in yard. The size of the gravel ballast is minimum 20 millimeter. 20 millimeter. Each gravel or ballast will be 20 millimeter, and its thickness is 10 and a depth of minimum 10 millimeter. Below the surface it will be 10 millimeter. Okay, 10 centimeter. Sorry, 10 centimeter. And the delays provided in the TSS we know already. Already we have studied it. The HV overcurrent relay. One is IDMT and one is instantaneous. LV overcurrent relay. LV relay, one is for transformer it is IDMT, and LV over relay for feeder side is instantaneous. The earth fault relay, both sides HV and LV we are providing earth fault relay. Differential protection relay is for power transformer internal fault differential protection. Buchholz relay, it is also for transformer if gas is formed due to heating or short circuit. Buchholz relay is used. Oil temperature indication, already we have seen its setting is how much? Alarm is at 75. Alarm is at 75 and tip is at 85, and for winding it is 95 and 85. Pressure relief device, PRD. PRD is used when gas is formed, any short circuit, internal short and everything. The tendency is to burst the transformer tank due to huge gas formation. Then pressure relief device, just like pressure, release the pressure. That is pressure relief device, and will trip both the circuit breaker of the transformer. Here all the relays will trip the both side transformer except 25 kV LV IDMT OCR. Except 25 kV LV IDMT OCR and HV IDMT OCR. It will permit the overload. It will permit the overload of the power transformer. You are aware that power transformer can give 200% overload. If it is 10 MVA, that means it can give 20 MVA for 5 minutes and 15 MVA for 15 minutes. 15 MVA for 15 minutes. If the capacity of the power transformer is 10 MVA. Then feeder protection relay, instantaneous overcurrent relay. Already I have told distance protection relay. Distance protection relay, that means when OEC grounds creating an earth fault but away from the TSS and it is and the current is not sufficient to trip the overcurrent relay. If or fail to trip overcurrent relay, or maybe overcurrent relay and distance protection relay may come at a time. Then wrong phase coupling relay in the SP, if suddenly two phases bridged, maybe by the pantograph due to not opening of the DJ or maloperation of the bridging interrupter, both sides is charged of the SP and bridging interrupter closed. Nowadays it is not happening, but in our time maloperation, when SCADA has come initially, at that time so many maloperation has occurred. Suddenly it has closed, like in Dhutra, security division, Dhutra SP, then Lota SP. So nowadays it is very rare. Day by day it is improving design, so it is not coming. PT fuse failure. If the PT fuse fails, then one delay is the delta I delay. For high resistive fault, delta I delay will act. I have told what is delta I already. Auto declosure delay. Our system is, if feeder circuit trip, then it will close somewhere first only one, somewhere twice, but better auto reclose, means it will close automatically after tipping once. Then it will be lock and open. Lock and open. That means there is some fault. If it will tip for twice, it has tripped, automatically closed, again trip. That means there may be a fault. So there is a need of fault isolation. Then Pinto flashover relay. Now it's used very little because it is used where the in front of the TSS there is insulated overlap. Nowadays it is PTF neutral section, but in our time we are using insulated overlap. So this is the relays in the traction substation. Here the relay setting value they have given, but it will vary because our MBA is also varying, so it will also vary. You simply remind the first portion current setting in percentage load of transformer rated current. 10%, 100, 100, 150, 180%, 110%. At that time, approximate value of current. Approximate value of current they have given. Suppose 21.6 MVA. Then its rated current is how much? 800. Its 10% is 80. But our ratio is, if 750 by 5 ampere, you can calculate all these things. I already have shown it, all these things. You can calculate it. Okay. Differential protection, bias setting, they are told 20% and operating current setting is 40%. I have told differential delay and bias setting of possibly I have told. I will see it later. I will tell you what is bias setting and what is operating current setting. Then current setting percentage of transformer rated current. OCR 1 instantaneous 220%. OCR 1 220 current setting at 220%. But I have shown you our system. What is the system? For any fault, maximum fault current, and we have shown it is near about how much? 6400 for 21.6 ampere transformer, and we are setting the instantaneous overcurrent rate 25% more than it. So here, what is the 25%? 1.25% of 1.25% of 6400. You can find it out how much it is coming. It is coming around 6400. You have to convert it, because this kind, when we reflect in the 132 cubic side, it will reduce. Then is 1.25. How much it is coming? Next day I will tell you. Okay. Then OCR 2. OCR 2 current setting in percentage of transformer rated current is 180%. OCR 2. Okay friends, today up to this, that I will tell again.